Welcome to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese, and we are back for week 9 of the NFL, our weekly picks. I'm joined by Gil Santos. Uh, Conspicuous by his absence is Mr. Jose Gomes, who unfortunately has to work and will not be here for the next couple of weeks. We put him on the
Probably,
IR,
it's probably a
yeah.
it's probably an excuse for his 5-10 record.
Yeah, he was so bad last week that he couldn't show his face on the show this week. So we put him on an IR for a couple of weeks, see if he can recover. We didn't trade him after the deadline. We decided to keep him, but he's going to be off for a couple of weeks recovering. So me and Gil will hold the fort until then. So let's get right into it. We don't want to waste any time. Gil and I are on the comeback trail, and Jose better watch out. So last week was an epic week of upsets. I had 4 of them, but still didn't get the 8 that there were last week, and still ended up with only 7 wins because there were so many upsets that it was almost impossible. I didn't go and check, but I imagine the pools paid massive this week. It must have been 2-3 winners tops, but let's get into our picks. We'll start with the Thursday nighter as the New York Jets. Gil, you know how I feel about guys who I've never heard of. Mike White?
Yep.
Who the hell is Mike White? And I went to go look, and it's a Cowboys 5th rounder.
Yeah.
400 yards passing.
And apparently he went to Twitter and said, "Watch out, Peyton Manning, I'm coming for your records." Did you see that?
He's got a little gusto to the point where the coach said, "I'm not sure when Wilson comes back, he's getting the job back." So this is legit. However, on a short week, he goes to Indy to play the Colts, who are coming off a horrendous loss because Carson Wentz is not only the most predictable quarterback, but in a bad way. That pick he threw at the end of the game where he was in his own end zone and basically threw it up to a guy for a touchdown. One of the worst things I've ever seen in football. However, who do we like in this game of just disaster teams?
Well, I'm going to take Indy. Indy has great defense. They're at home. They should hold their own. The Mike White thing is probably just a one-game thing.
Yeah.
The fans are making it too much than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? If it becomes a thing, that's great. But I don't think so. I think it was just a one-game thing.
I'm going to take Indy as well. And for those wondering, I will add Jose's picks at the end here. He's also taking Indy. I wanted to ask Gil, is Zach Wilson Sam Darnold all over again?
Yes. Like I said, out of Sam Darnold, yeah, they were saying he was supposed to be the next Brett Favre coming out into the draft. He had that gunslinger kind of thing coming out of college. Zach Wilson was the same thing out of BYU. Maybe he's just in a bad team. I don't know. But even this year, I told you from the beginning, my big quarterback out of the draft would have been Fields, not even Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Zach Wilson still has to prove himself. He hasn't proved himself. He is in a bad team, but so was Burrows, and he's changing that franchise around.
Yeah,
and that's what makes people great.
Okay, so we all got Indy there. Let's go to the Sunday afternoon action, starting with Atlanta, the Falcons, who are the most unpredictable team in the NFL. They go to the Saints, who I believe are starting Trevor Siemian at quarterback because Winston is out for the year, and I believe Taysom Hill's hurt, and I don't think they're bringing in Cam Newton as of yet, if at all. This game, I have no idea who's going to win, but I'm going to take a guess. Gil, what's your guess?
I'm going to take the Saints. That finish against Tampa Bay was great. The defense knew Winston was out. He was hurt. The defense stepped up, and they know going into this game to get a W, they're going to have to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Simmons is not too bad. He played some reps in Denver, I believe.
Yes.
And he's not horrible. So I think they'll pull off the win.
I'm going to take Atlanta. I'm going to take Atlanta because they give New Orleans headaches even when they're a bad team. And now they're facing a quarterback who I don't believe in at all. I just think he caught lightning in a bottle last week. They were up 23-7. Brady has a very difficult time winning in the Superdome. I think he's like 1-4 at the Superdome in his career now. He made an epic comeback with two 50-yard bombs. They went up by one. They missed the two, and then Brady threw a pick. Now, Brady was bad in this game, but he had a stretch where he was unbelievable. I think he threw for like 250 yards to come back in that game. But it caught up to him. The turnovers caught up to him, and they lost. But I'm going to take Atlanta for the upset in this one. I just have a feeling that they're going to get to Simeon, and I think that Matt Ryan can outplay Simeon. So I'll just try the upset in this one. To the Broncos, who basically
who did Jose have?
Sorry, Jose took New Orleans in this one. To the Denver Broncos, who traded away Von Miller for a bunch of draft picks. Looks like they're folding up shop over there. They're at 4-4, but it looks like they don't believe in themselves, and neither should we. And Gil has already said that after they were 3-0, so he was right about them. They go to play the Dallas Cowboys, who look like they're going to start Cooper Rush for the second straight week. He sure made us all look stupid last week in beating the Vikings, but let's face it, Gil, who was the quarterback he was facing?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, who's a disaster. Like,
yes.
I don't think there's a quarterback in the league that is more overrated and overpaid than Kirk Cousins. Would you agree?
100%.
Right. He's terrible. He's completely useless. That team doesn't score any points, even though they have great receivers and a great running back. He is the problem in Minnesota until they figure it out. The coach is going to be gone, and that'll be it. So who do you got in this one, Gil? Dallas home to Denver.
This one's tough because it's still a little too early to pick during the week because Prescott might still get in there.
We don't know. Yes.
So if Prescott gets in there, I would have took Dallas. Cooper Rush, I think that Denver defense might be too tough for him because Denver's defense was the hottest defense last week.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to pick right now, as Cooper Rush is supposed to start, like I'm assuming, I would have to go Denver.
I believe Cooper Rush will start, and I believe he'll start because Dallas believes they can win without Prescott in this game, especially after last week's result. Had they lost last week, they probably would have started Dak this week. So I think I will make this pick based on Cooper Rush. I have no faith in Cooper Rush, but the rest of that Dallas Cowboy team has been unbelievable this year. So they're propping up a backup quarterback. And if you looked around the league this year, backup quarterbacks have been unbelievable. I mean, there's been some great performances from backups on almost every team. So I'll take Dallas to win this one simply because Denver's throwing in the towel and Dallas wants the first seed. And with a certain quarterback going to be out later today, this is a much more important game than people realize. So I'll take Dallas. Jose also has the Cowboys in this one. To another interesting game, we have the New England Patriots, who came through for me last week with the upset over. Gil, what do we call them? San Diego Shitty Chargers. Hey, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. I warned people, this is the game. The shitty Chargers are going to show up, and that's what happened. Even though, Mac Jones wasn't any better, I think Justin Herbert was seeing ghost because of Bill Belichick. I'll
tell you something though. The Chargers, I'll give it to them on one thing. Even though they lose, for all the point spread bettors out there, the Chargers always keep the games close.
Yes, they always do. Yes,
always.
Rarely do they get blown out. They're always in close games.
Like you're always good with them on a +4.
Yes,
you can take them or they lose by field goal or they win by field goal, pretty much. So
yeah, outside of Baltimore, every game has been within 5 points. So that's the way they play. They go to Carolina to play the Panthers, who somehow won last week. I don't know how, but they somehow found a way to win last week over Atlanta. Who do you got in this one, Gil?
Patriots.
Yeah, I got the Patriots as well. But Jose has the Panthers. Interesting. We'll get into more about why later. to the I believe a game that's probably going to be the most obvious pick this week. Kirk Cousins, who is just the worst. Brian, if you're out there, I know you're a Vikings fan. He's the worst quarterback, the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. Like he's killing your team. It's time to give it up. He goes to Baltimore to play Lamar Jackson. I have Baltimore by 14. Gil,
Yeah, I have Baltimore as well.
off a bye week, this is going to be a beatdown. Um,
Well, rest.
well rested. Bye week, beatdown time for Baltimore. Jose also has the Ravens in this one. To a game that may decide or has a big impact on the wild race we have in the AFC South, the Cleveland Browns, who are in massive turmoil right now. They've got a lot of issues.
Your Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, my Super Bowl pick is, I made the mistake of taking a chance on the Browns. Their quarterback is hurt and inaccurate. Their top receiver has been injured for 3 years and is starting to cry. His father goes on Instagram and posts, a quarterback who can't throw the ball. It's a mess in Cleveland right now. The defense is still good. They still got a running game. It's a mess right now of egos. They go to play Cincinnati, who turned into the Bungles last week. They went and were an 11-point favorite on the road, something I never thought I'd see, and should have known better to take the Jets, because they went and Burrow had a bad game and they stunk the joint up and allowed Mike White to beat him. So who do you got in this game of these two unpredictable teams?
It'll be close because of Cleveland's defense, but just because, I don't like taking teams when they're all disoriented. So I got to take Cincy because Cleveland right now is all disoriented, just like you said.
Yeah, I got Cincy. They're a good home team. They were good on the road until last week. They went into Pittsburgh and won. They won in Detroit. I know Detroit's garbage, but like they were playing really well. And as soon as people started talking about them, they stunk the joint out. But I expect them to rebound at home, and I expect them to beat Cleveland up pretty good in this game. I'm with Gil. I don't like taking teams that are all over the place and disoriented, and so I'll take Cincinnati. Jose, on the other hand, has got the Browns. See how that works out. We won't spend too much time on this game. The absolute disaster that is Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are home to the Buffalo Bills, who might have the easiest schedule in NFL history this year. Gil?
Buffalo. I don't even have to explain myself.
No, we all got the Bills here. I can't believe how easy the Bills' schedule is so far. It really is a joke. I mean,
It's not their fault.
I mean, it's not their fault, but I mean, this schedule is a joke. I mean, they're going to have to play New England twice, which should be interesting. But they still got the Jets twice, I think, and they got Miami. Oh, no, they finished off Miami. This is a joke of a schedule for Buffalo. They got to take advantage. I think they'll be the number one seed in the conference because everyone else is falling apart behind them. So I got Buffalo. To a game that would have been so interesting had the trade happened, but it didn't. The Houston Texans go to play the Miami Dolphins. The trade did not happen. We did not have Deshaun Watson go to Miami. Tua is still there. And David Mills is still quarterback in Houston. So who do you got in this one, Gil?
Well, I think I'm going to take Miami because I think Tua is going to appreciate that they believe in him to not make that trade. So I believe they believe in him. And I think he has to play to make look like the organization made a great move by not getting Watson. So I think he's going to have to play his ass off on this game.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to take Miami.
Yeah, I got Miami as well. I fully expect Tua to have a big game. He wasn't bad in Buffalo last week. They actually played pretty hard, and Buffalo struggled to beat them last week, coming off a bye week. So I like Miami in this one, and Jose also has Miami in this one. To a game that you might think is easy, but is not, in my opinion. The Las Vegas Raiders, who have won 2 straight since getting rid of John Gruden. I think that locker room was pretty split on him, but certainly David Carr is enjoying himself since Gruden's been gone. Go to take on the Giants, who I never know what to expect from the Giants. They put up a hell of a battle against a struggling Kansas City team last week, only lost by 3. Gil, who do you got in this one? This is a tough game.
It is, but I just don't trust those G-men. And I think Vegas is making a run for the playoffs, and the G-men don't look like they're heading that way. So I'm going to take Las Vegas.
I thought a lot about this game, and I think it's a trap game for the Vegas Raiders. So I'm going to take the Giants. I liked what I saw from Daniel Jones last week. You never know what you're going to get. Saquon didn't play, and they still gave the Chiefs a hell of a battle. The Giants' defense is decent, so maybe at home they can shock the Raiders. So I'll take the Giants. Jose also has the Giants in this one. To the aforementioned LA Chargers and Justin Herbert. They go on the road now after a disappointing homestand, and they take on the Philadelphia Eagles, who made Jose look really, really stupid last week as he predicted Detroit would win their first game of the year, and they got blown out 44-6. I tried to tell you people, when you play a game like it's a Super Bowl the week before and you lose, you're going to suck the next week. And that's exactly what happened. Detroit had nothing left, and Philly took full advantage and pumped them. Who do you got in this one, Gil? Philly's still kind of alive, maybe in the East?
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And I think they're in a rhythm. It feels like they're getting to that rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to take Philly. I just feel I feel like they're in a rhythm. I like what I saw. Hopefully they take from what happened last week and got some confidence and keep going.
Yeah, I got Philly too in this one. Jalen Hurts is getting better, slowly, but he's getting better and better. I like what I've seen from him. The defense has been pretty good as well. I mean, it's hard to judge anything on playing Detroit, but I think Philly's fought hard in every game this year, except for Dallas when they got beat down. They fought hard against Tampa. They've had a tough schedule. They fought hard every game. So I'm going to take Philly because I trust them more than I do the Chargers right now. So you know what? I wrote down the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to change that. I'll take the Chargers. I wrote down the Chargers, so I'm going to take the Chargers. That game really, I struggled. I scratched it out like twice here, guys. Like, I just thought, okay, the Chargers have to rebound because, they're right in the thick of that playoff race. They gotta, so I'll take the Chargers in this one. I'm going to stick with the Chargers. I don't want to change my mind, so I'll stick with the Chargers. To the game of the week.
And Jose?
Jose has the Eagles in this one. To the game of the week. Yes. Well, to Gil's game of the week. The Aaron Rodgers-less Green Bay Packers. That's right, people. He tested positive for COVID. He will be out. Every time this guy plays Kansas City, something happens. They go to play the Chiefs, who have the worst defense in the NFL, but they looked a little bit better. But when you're playing the Giants, you're going to look better. And Mahomes boy, a must-win for the Chiefs, maybe not a must-win for the Packers. I don't know. But we're going to get to see Jordan Love against a horrible defense. So if there's ever a time for Jordan Love to show up, it's in this game. Gil, without your quarterback, who do you got?
You know what? I'm gonna take Kansas City. I just think Mahomes has to win. He's lucky because if Rodgers is in that game, I think we dominate that Kansas City.
I would have taken Green Bay had Rodgers started this game. Absolutely. Yeah.
For me, I just hope the kid steps in and at least makes a game out of it. I expect the Packers to run the ball, try to see if Aaron Jones can win them the game.
Yeah.
From Love, if LaFleur calls any play calls for Love, it'll be like slants, screen passes, simple stuff.
Does he have an arm, Gil?
Mid arm. I wouldn't say long
okay.
bombs, but like good for like 35. But anything.
Can he get it to Adams?
Not deep, no. But Adams is gonna play slot.
Right.
Cobb, they're gonna slant.
Yeah.
If anything, something up the middle, but very like 20-yarder.
He might be able to get it done.
We'll see. I think he's stunned, obviously, because this just came out of the blue. Right. So I'm pretty sure he's nervous. He's gonna say on TV he's not, but I'm pretty sure he's very nervous. Yeah. Packers are first in the NFC. So he has that on his shoulders. He loses the game,
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? Hopefully he throws like a Mike White, 400 yards, 4 TDs. And is there going to be controversy if that happens? No, we got to
No.
throw Rodgers in there again.
Right.
But
Okay.
but in Kansas City's very lucky that this happened, because if Green Bay played them with Rodgers, Kansas City's in big trouble.
You got that right. I got KC. I had Green Bay originally until this news came out, because KC's defense is awful. But KC has to win this game. If they have any hope at all of winning that division or making the playoffs, they have to beat a Green Bay team without Aaron Rodgers. The good news for Jordan Love, a lot of the receivers are coming back after having 10 days off, so that could benefit Mr. Love. I'm actually looking for, yes. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do, because this could be the future of Gil's team. There's no guarantee Aaron Rodgers is staying next year. In fact, I don't think he's going to be in Green Bay next year. So they're going to have to see what they have, and we'll see what he has.
I think he's having fun. I think he might stay, because his decisions be based off what happens during the season. If they're having a great season, apparently him and the GM look like they're getting, they're not fully there, but it's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And Rodgers is shutting him up. He's 7-1. So
yeah. So we all have Kansas City in this one, guys, and I'm pretty sure that's as a result of Rodgers being out.
And don't forget, when we had the same dilemma when Favre to Rodgers, everybody was scared that, oh my God, is Rodgers the guy? And then look what Rodgers ended up doing, right? So Love might do the same thing. Who knows?
Yeah. Interesting game. I'm looking forward to it, but we all got KC. To another game that is going to be very difficult for me. It's going to be a great game. We got some hellacious 4:00 games. Arizona off a bye goes, well, kind of a bye. They got 10 days off at San Francisco. My 49ers came through for me last week. They went into Soldier Field and beat the Bears. Justin Fields is a great runner, but is not a great thrower yet. I think he will get there, but he's just not ready yet. He got thrown to the Wolves, but he made an incredible run last week that got them back in the game. But Jimmy G came through and won that game. Who do you have in this one, Gil?
Well, just like you said, I have Arizona, and Arizona lost to the Packers. They feel they should have won. Let me just say the Packers had no receivers that game too. I was very impressed with them. The defense stepped up as well. They were being made fun of all week with that miscommunication with A.J. Green. So I'm pretty sure they're going to get that right. People with that loss kind of put them back a little bit on, their run. Are they going to be Super Bowl champions? And I think, and like you said, San Fran played Justin Fields that is not really a great thrower, doesn't have no threat. And this Arizona team has threats. And I don't think San Fran can hold them.
Okay, I'm going to take San Francisco. Now, originally I had Arizona in this game, but Kyler Murray has an ankle injury and is a game time decision. So as a result, if he does not play, I got San Francisco. The report is that he can play if he stays in the pocket. If Murray doesn't have his legs, then I like San Francisco's defensive opportunities to stop him, as they only allowed him to score 10 points the last time he was fully healthy in Arizona. So I'm going to take San Fran for the upset in this one, just because Murray's not 100% healthy. And if he can't use his legs, that's advantage San Francisco's defense. And Jimmy G should be able to get something done against that team. I mean, Trey Lance played the last game, so I think Jimmy G's had some success against Arizona. And for now, he's going to be the starter because Trey Lance is not ready. So, Gil,
Jimmy, grow no go.
Oh, I listen. I'm looking forward to Trey Lance and starting next year. But right now, Jimmy G is the starter and should be the starter for now. Jose also has San Francisco. Yes. He learned his lesson after taking the Bears last week. He's right back on the bandwagon. To a game that would have been a lot more interesting had we not had a significant injury for it. The Tennessee Titans, who were on fire, came back to beat the Colts after being down 14-0. Pissed me off something fierce last week. They go to the Rams to take on the Rams. They go to LA to take the Rams on, and Derrick Henry's out for the season, it looks like, with a Jones fracture. Those injuries are no joke. I don't think he's going to be back. Looked like he was going to break the rushing record. He looked like an MVP candidate. He's out, and that leaves Tannehill by himself. I don't like that prospect against that Rams defense. I have the Rams winning this game. Gil.
Yeah, so do I. The Rams are run and gun. They're playing run and gun football. Tannehill, and they just signed Adrian Peterson against us to get to know the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's going to work out. I don't even know if they'll play him this week, but even if they do, that's not going to work. So I see Tannehill going to throw, maybe they're going to have to play catch up with Rams. So I see Tannehill throwing like 30 attempts, 35, even 40 with no running game. I see a lot of 3-and-outs happening.
Yeah.
So Rams should blow them out, actually, if you think about it.
Jose also had the Rams. They signed Adrian Peterson off his couch. Now, Adrian Peterson is a Hall of Famer, but I don't think he's going to be ready to run against Aaron Donald. I don't see him making an impact. So we all got the Rams there. To the Monday Nighter, the Chicago Bears, who are in the midst of a confusing season. You never know what you're going to get from them. Justin Fields has been good sometimes, bad sometimes. He's playing like a rookie quarterback. The defense has been up and down all year. They lost their running back. So a team you don't know what to expect, especially on the road, goes to play Pittsburgh, a team that is also completely unpredictable other than their defense. Their quarterback is old and can't get the ball down the field. They're not going to score a lot of points, but their defense is getting it done. Gil, who do you got in this one?
And just because you said that, that's exactly what I think. I just think that defense for Justin Fields, he's going to have a hard time, just like he did with San Fran. It's a vicious defense, and I don't even think Pittsburgh needs to score too many points to beat them. So I'm going to take the Steelers.
Yeah, I got the Steelers as well, as does Jose. If you like totals, the under is a lock in this game, guys. If you thought 15-10 was something last week with Cleveland, this one might even be lower than that. We could see like 9-6 or something in this game. It's going to be that low scoring, especially if it's rainy in Pittsburgh. Oh, God. Pittsburgh doesn't have their field goal kicker. So this is going to be a low scoring game, guys. Pittsburgh by 3, I guess. I mean, even though I think Pittsburgh will win, it's not like they're going to win by a lot. So defensive battle for this one, guys.
Yes.
So that's our picks for this week, guys. Now we're going to go to our best bets. I will start with Jose. Jose shocked me this week. He sent me a text and I had to look on my phone, and I just want to double check it, Gil, because even I couldn't believe this. So let me just, oh my God, he actually did this, Gil. His best bet is Carolina +4.
Carolina +4.
I had to double check to look to make sure he actually made Carolina +4 his best bet. Sam Darnold, who has gotten torched by New England for years in New York, is going to somehow beat New England's defense in Carolina. That's his best bet. Indy is his survivor pick. Gil, what do you got?
I'm going to take the Las Vegas with the -3.
Okay.
And the survivor, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
Wow. Okay. A good survivor, I think, too. My survivor's Indy. I'm pretty sure no one's taken Indy so far this year. I'll go with them. And I also have them as my best bet of the week. I think they're going to crush the Jets. I just think that the Jets caught lightning in a bottle last week. If you look, Cincinnati dominated that game. They couldn't score in the red zone, and they threw picks in the red zone, and that's why they allowed the Jets back into that game. I think Indy's defense is going to look at Mike White and say, we're going to turn him into a different color. And it's going to be green because he's going to be all over the floor and just,
I agree with you guys, but I don't know. Like, I want to see the guy play one more game before I start making picks.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Like that against him. So let me just see if he didn't fluke it off.
I just think a short week in Indy, a game Indy has to win if they want to make the play. I just think it's a storm coming for the Jets
Yeah,
in this
but
one.
Carson Wentz with his interceptions and his weird
Oh, I know,
plays
Gil.
might keep the Jets in the game. So
Believe me, Gil. I know. Trusting Carson Wentz ever is always a mistake. But I believe the Jets are worse than Carson Wentz. Let's put it that way. So I'll take Indy at minus 10.5 as my pick of the week Thursday night. I must be out of my mind, but I'm going with it. And as Gil has looked at his phone, I actually bet them tonight. So that's our picks for this week.
they're going to win by 10.
Oh God, I just have a feeling. Hey, watch they'll win by 10, or I'll lose my mind because but Carson Wentz will throw a pick
Should
when
have
they're up
bought
17, and they'll bring it back and they lose. But I know what's gonna happen. I
you're
already
better you're better off just buying 2 points.
it's with that team I should have. But if Indy can't blow out the Jets, they should just quit. Just quit. Like it's just quit because you're 3-5 right now, and you shouldn't be 3-5. But your quarterback is garbage. You know, he's getting into Kirk Cousins territory, Carson Wentz, if he's not already there. He's just
Yes.
like him,
Yes.
right? We have AFC Kirk Cousins and we have NFC Kirk Cousins, and that's Carson Wentz. That guy is
Yep.
garbage, but the team around him is really good, and it's sad to see him there. Like Aaron Rodgers, go to Indy, please. Go to Indy, Rod. You'll win a Super Bowl. Go to Indy. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Mr. Rodgers. So that's our picks for this week, guys. Uh, it's last week was as crazy a week as I've seen in the NFL for upsets, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. And that's why when you're 9 games back in any sort of pool, you're not out of it. So I gained some ground last week, as did Gil, and Jose was not happy about it, and that's probably why he's not here right now. So Jose, you went against your team. You only got 5 wins, and now you're not here. You need to be called to the carpet. So that's what I'm doing. All right. So hopefully we'll get Jose back before the end of the year. But it's going to be me and Gil for the next couple of weeks at least. And we thank you for joining us. I'm the Mouth of the North, Andrew Reese. This is Gil Santos. We will see you next week for week 10 of the NFL. Thank you for joining us.